A few months ago, I could barely walk even half a kilometer without pain. Today, fitness is part of my daily life, and it didn't start the way you might think. To my little corner of the internet. This is where I talk about my journey toward a healthier version of myself and keep myself accountable along the way. Before we get into my weekly weight loss update, I wanted to share how I went from being completely out of shape to actually enjoying being active. When I started this journey back in the fall, I weighed 222 pounds and was extremely unfit. On top of that, I was recovering from an ankle injury from August 2024 that required surgery and steel plates in my left ankle. So honestly, I was even more out of shape than I had ever been before. If you want the full backstory on what finally pushed me to change my lifestyle, I talk about that in my very first video, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. I started as small as humanly possible. I was walking less than half a kilometer at first and slowly pushed myself to go a little farther each day. My ankle wasn't used to the movement, so there was quite a bit of discomfort. But what surprised me most was that my shoes were causing me pain in my other foot and leg. That led me to a specialty running store where they assessed how I walk and talked through my goals. They recommended a few different options and I chose one. And honestly, it was a total game changer. The right shoe made a massive difference in my comfort and stability and allowed me to walk further with way less discomfort. Fast forward to now, I don't experience pain in that ankle anymore, and I've built my endurance up to 3 kilometers of brisk walking by doing one long walk every day and pushing myself to move past the discomfort. Around September, I started consuming a lot of YouTube videos and articles about weight loss and fitness. One thing that really stood out to me was learning that if you only do cardio while losing weight, you tend to lose a lot of lean muscle mass. That really stuck with me, especially after learning that women start losing lean muscle mass after 30 and bone density loss accelerates after 40, particularly during perimenopause and menopause. So I decided I needed to start strength training as well as doing cardio. Nothing fancy. I bought a couple of 5-pound dumbbells from Walmart and an adjustable kettlebell from Amazon and started doing strength training at home twice a week. But as September went on and the weather started getting cooler, reality hit. Winter was coming, and where I live, winter is no joke. We're talking about minus 40 some days, tons of snow, and walking long distances with a tiny dog just wasn't going to be sustainable, especially with my ankles still recovering. We also live in a walk-up flat, so a full home gym system just wasn't an option and isn't in our budget. That's when I started looking into gym memberships. I really had to start thinking about what really mattered to me, and these are the things I considered. And honestly, I think everyone should consider before joining a gym. Budget. We have a smaller budget to work with, so that ruled out the more expensive gyms with a ton of amenities. Classes. I didn't feel comfortable trying any classes yet because I did not feel like I'd be able to keep up and didn't want to exercise with a lot of people around me. The hours. My husband and I share one vehicle, so being able to get either really early in the morning or late at night was important consideration. The type of equipment, I didn't need anything fancy. I was just starting out. The type of environment, I wanted to feel at ease, so going to a hardcore lifting gym just wasn't an option. The location, it needed to be somewhere within a 15-minute drive home, so it would not be too time-consuming to get to. That narrowed things down quickly, and I chose a gym about 15 minutes away, actually 2 locations, that costs around $45 a month, is open 24/7, has everything I need, and even lets me bring a guest every time I go, which I'm still trying to use to convince my husband to join me sometimes. When I signed up, I eased into it, and I really recommend that approach. I started with the elliptical because I thought it would be easier on my ankle. Turns out, since I'm pretty short with a much shorter stride than the average person, being on an average size elliptical is not ideal. So I switched to the treadmill and started going just a couple of mornings each week. While still increasing my outdoor walks with Astrid, I continued using the dumbbells and kettlebells at home and kept learning as I went. By the end of October, I felt ready to use dumbbells at the gym. I added 2 strength days per week and finished each session with about a 15-minute time on the treadmill. I was curious about the weight machines, but I was also really nervous of them. I had no idea how to use them, so I stuck with what I knew. Eventually, I bumped my strength workouts up to 3 days a week, which meant waking up at 4 a.m. so I could take proper rests between sets. Then in November, a friend came with me to the gym and showed me how to use a few of the machines. I also discovered that my gym has QR codes on every single machine with instructional videos on how to use them, and that completely changed everything. The machines felt more stable, I could lift heavier weights, and honestly, it was a huge confidence boost. That same friend also convinced me that training my legs was actually important, especially if I wanted to walk faster, longer, and feel stronger overall. And she was right. Now my routine is a mix of machines, dumbbells, kettlebells, and treadmill work. And the difference in my strength and energy has been incredible. I can carry heavy groceries up the stairs without feeling weak. And that's something I never take for granted. For over a month now, I've been waking up at 3:45 a.m., now 3:30 a.m. during the week, and I'm usually at the gym until about 6:30 or 7 a.m. It's really early, but it works for me. No excuses, no crowds, free equipment, and just me and my music. Fitness is officially a part of my life, even on days when the weather is too bad to drive. I still do something at home. It's not perfect, but it keeps me moving. Eventually, I'd love a foldable treadmill for our small space. I want to learn how to deadlift properly, probably with a personal trainer, and I'd love to try Pilates one day. But for now, I'm focused on consistency and progress. If you're thinking about starting your own fitness journey, here are a few things to consider. 1, what are your overall goals? Can you break those goals down into smaller, bite-sized goals that are easy to manage? 2, what do you actually enjoy doing? Weightlifting, dancing, Pilates, walking, running, wall climbing. There's no wrong way to move, as long as you like it. 3, try different things. Many gyms offer free to low-cost trials. 4, be realistic about your budget. Fitness doesn't have to be expensive. 5, start slow. Burnout helps no one. 6, ask yourself if you need accountability or if you're self-motivated. If you need accountability, maybe you have a friend you can do your workouts with. Or if it's in your budget, going to a personal trainer. Or if you're like me, just go by yourself. There's no perfect way to start. Just start and stay consistent. So now let's get into my weight loss update. Last week on January 16, I weighed 181.2 pounds. Today I'm at 180 pounds for a total weight loss of 1.2 pounds this week. That brings my total weight loss to 40.8 pounds since starting at 222 pounds. I'm really proud of this because I've officially hit my mini goal of 180 pounds. My next goal is 163 pounds, which will move me out of the obese category, and I genuinely cannot wait for that milestone. That's my update for this week. I'm staying focused, taking things one step at a time, and building habits I can actually maintain long term. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me on this journey. If you want to follow along, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. I post a video once a week, usually on Fridays. I'll see you in the next update. Bye!